Sometimes evidence hides in plain sight, and sometimes it hides in time itself. Welcome to Dark Evidence Diaries, where stories are built on shadows, silence, and the proof we were never meant to find. Tonight, we open a case that went cold before most of us were even born: the disappearance of Claire Hensley, a small-town journalist who vanished in 1991. For decades, police had no leads, until a photograph appeared, one that shouldn't exist. Claire Hensley was last seen leaving her newspaper office in Maple Hollow, Oregon, a young reporter 27 years old chasing a story about corruption in the town council. She never made it home. Her car was found near the old bridge, engine cold, driver's door open. No struggle, no fingerprints, no trace. The police searched for months. Her notes were missing, her camera gone. Locals whispered that she'd gotten too close to something she shouldn't have, but with no evidence, her case froze in time. 30 years later, in 2021, retired detective Mark Holloway was cleaning out the evidence archive. That's when he found an envelope sealed with Claire's initials. Inside was a single Polaroid photograph. It showed the Maple Hollow Bridge, but in the picture, standing at the railing, was Claire Hensley herself. Same hair, same coat. The strange part? The timestamp on the border was 2 days after her disappearance. Forensics ran tests. The Polaroid paper wasn't even manufactured until 1993, 2 years after Claire vanished, meaning whoever took that photo couldn't have taken it when she was alive. Detective Holloway traced the photo's fingerprints. They didn't belong to Claire. They matched another journalist from the same newspaper, Evan Rourke. Rourke left town just after Claire disappeared and died in a car crash a year later. His old storage unit, unpaid for decades, still existed. Inside were reels of undeveloped film, newspaper drafts, and one final envelope marked "For Claire." Inside that envelope, another Polaroid. This time it showed the same bridge, same night, but two people standing side by side. One was clearly Claire. The other, Evan himself. Experts analyzed every detail. Lighting, angle, shadows, all perfect. But one thing didn't add up. The camera flash reflected on both their faces, which meant someone else was behind the lens that night. Zoom on reflections in Polaroid, overlay analysis lines and forensic annotations. When investigators enhanced the image, they noticed something in the reflection on Claire's necklace, a faint outline of a man wearing a sheriff's badge. Records later showed that Sheriff Grant, the original lead investigator, retired abruptly the week after Claire vanished. He left Maple Hollow and was never questioned again. Detective Holloway reopened the file, but before he could submit the evidence, the archive caught fire. Everything was destroyed except one digital scan of that impossible photograph. No charges were ever filed. No body was ever found. But that photograph remains unexplained, a frozen moment of two souls who vanished, and one who didn't want to be seen. Maybe some evidence isn't meant for us to understand. If you believe that truth always leaves a trace, even in the dark, then you belong here. This is Dark Evidence Diaries. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share what you think happened that night in the comments below. Because in the end, every shadow hides evidence.